to do it. So new order is Reddick, Wallace, Blaney, Logano, Cindric, Suarez, Dillon, then Christopher Bell, then Chase Briscoe, who's just quietly sneaking his way forward in the top 10 and 9th, then William Byron and Denny Hamlin. For all of the issues earlier in this race, the driver of the 11, the Virginia native, is in 11th place.
It demands a lot from a driver to find a way to carry speed, roll the center, make the car turn, but then how do you modulate the rear spin? It's all throttle. Look, partial throttle, half throttle, 3/4 throttle, never, just right at the very end, he's wide open throttle. That is how challenging this racetrack is.
Penske teammates side by side for fourth. Blaney is up to third. The other Penske car, Logano, who did come a little bit early. He's trying to nurse those tires. Cindric making it work as he's battling the 22. These two running side by side, late in a run on slippery tires, trying to show respect, but also trying to, everything you just said about Reddick, that's what Cindric's trying to do now on the inside of Joey Logano, like so gingerly go to that power.
I know their teammates, but this is one of the most difficult passes in all of NASCAR. Goodbye to that 22. Joey Logano is a master at making it hard to get by him. He'll be respectful, but he ain't going to give it to you.
Well, when you look at Joey's signature and all the Racing Insights rankings, defense is the highest one he has. He is Mr. Defense. 3 wide. We're going to split the 41. Here comes Priest on those new tires. Remember, he's on a little bit different pit cycle. He's going to try to just get left. Look how much more grip those new tires provide for that blue car for Priest.
Wow, look at that. And he's doing what he did before as he'll climb his way through this field. At the moment, Ryan Priest is back in 27th, but he's running in the high 24-second range compared to everybody else in the 25s, mid 25 seconds per lap.
All right, take a look for your driver in the pylon, because in the next 4 or 5 laps, pit road is going to be chaos, and we're going to see where everybody goes. I look over there, and instantly I see Hamlin up to 8th, Byron and Briscoe right here in 10th and 11th. Right behind them, Keselowski, Barry, Larson, SVG, a good run, Jones, Bowman, Zane Smith, Chase Elliott from that penalty. There's kind of your inside your top 20. Get that mental snapshot, because this pit cycle will jumble it up. And it's hard, Diff, to figure out who's good and bad in these cycles, because at this short track, it really just kind of happens so quickly. And on cue, here it comes, Bowman on pit road, being chased behind by the one of Chastain. Dave.
Alex Bowman will get new tires and fuel. Car took off well, driver said. Now tight at the 2/3 mark, and it's worse along the straightaway. Chris Buescher also in.
Now Buescher on pit road, Dave, hitting on the early side of the cycle once again. So 56 to go here in stage 2. Going to be a long run for Buescher, who's had a good car on the early part of the run, but struggled with the late run, Dave.
And Suarez now brings the Quaker State car to pit road, and it was very consistent. They asked him to keep that consistency up. It helps them run longer when they know that the tires are going to stay on the car.
Be interested to see if that 99's right rear look good. You don't love to see the wheel gun still engaged with the jack drops. We'll keep an eye on that. Here comes the free of Dillon, Kim.
Yeah, last year's winner had been neutral early in the race, finally complaining of a little bit of a tight condition. Air pressure doesn't try and free him up just slightly, Marty.
Jeremy Bollins told Brad Keselowski, we're going to pit on the early side of this window because clearly we've lost a little bit of speed. And then Keselowski came back and said, we've also not gained on the exit drive at all. We need to make a big swing at that, Kim.
As Joey Logano comes down to make his stop, he complained this time about the right rear falling off during that run. So just looking for a little bit more longevity. On the flip side of that, the 21 of Josh Berry said he was plowing tight, Marty.
Bit of a frustrating run for William Byron. You see pit road pretty busy right now. Byron at one point said, the car just not doing what he wants, especially in traffic. Meanwhile, Chase Elliott is still trying to get his track position back after that penalty on the early stop of the day. Car's been a little bit too free for Chase Elliott. And yes, Denny Hamlin back in the game. Austin Cindric also running in the top 5. He comes down pit road. But as we mentioned, Hamlin back in the game in the top 10. But another long stop for the They've had a second one here, Dave. This one's going to cost them as well. You see the team frustrated as Hamlin leaves pit road.
Tyler Reddick now hits his marks. He's hoping for a little bit better, but he's hoping for better tires as well. These were scuff tires. That's one of the reasons why his car was wrecking loose. He couldn't get into the corner anywhere near the bottom, Marty.
Quiet, but very productive. Wallace on pit road for Chase Briscoe. Their car very good for Briscoe. They've been so good at the long runs, Kim.
Wallace leaving on the jack there. Still no major complaints, just slow tightness underneath the cutover.
Can't help but think about that stop from Hamlin and the 11 team. It was 5 seconds slower and more costly than some of the others around him. Let's have another look at it.
Yeah, let's see exactly what happens. I think it was on the left side mostly. Comes around, right side was good, left side up. Oh, an issue basically the left front just won't come loose. The gun is engaged, you see. I don't know if the trigger was swapped and he was tightening it instead of loosening it, or it just was really, really tight and didn't want to get loose. So look at this right here, SVG!
Oh, no.
And the 47 of Stenhouse, a little bit of contact. Not bad though. Good job by Joe's drivers to get through. And Reddick.
What has happened
Tire
to
come
a
off.
guy that has led 41
I mean,
laps in
tire
this
blew
race?
out. Back tire.
Caution comes where some people have not pitted yet.
Guess not. I don't know.
This will shake the field up even more than it already is.
Namely, Kyle Larson's the big winner because he had yet to come to pit road. But what happened to Reddick, Diff?
Let's have a look.